Ranger here, another episode of Phoam Ranger Sports. This one is catching up a bit with women's gymnastics, recapping their first two gym quad home meets of the season. Their first one was on January 30th on Bronco Bowl meet at President's Night, where they took on Air Force and Utah State as conference opponents and Sacramento State. The Broncos in that quad meet beat both Air Force and Sacramento State to pick up two more wins this season, but losing to Utah State. Again, the Broncos went 2-1 that one, with coming in second, with Utah State taking first, 195.25 Broncos. Well, 195.35, I should say. With the Broncos coming in second with the 195.25. Air Force third in the meet, 194.225, and Sacramento State in fourth, 193.425. I'm pulling up the final results and the recap as we speak. I pulled up two things of final results, so let's first of all look at the final results. The game was played in front of a program record 2,986 Bronco fans. Well, total fans attendance. It set a program record for attendance in one meet. Again, the game was played 31st. For Boise State, they start on the vault with Cindy Koch in a 9.75, Mariah Nero 9.725, Bridget Kemp 9.775, Lexi Cafolk at 9.65, Noelle Balk at 9.775, and Isabella De La Rosa scoring a 9.725 for a team vault score of 48.75. Their second rotation, they're on the bars with the Carly Buell getting 9.65, Noelle Ball at 9.775, Mariah Nero 9.75, Malina Whirling with 9.725, Christina Shinikova 9.7, and Kylie Hamby with 9.725 for team bar score 48.675. Running score after two rotations of 97.425. On the beam, Brantley Lucas scored a 9.7, Isabella Del Rosa 9.825, Maranero 9.775, Christina Shinikova 9.775, Cindy Ko 9.675, and Sydney Leach 9.45 for team score 48.75 on the beam, and running score to 3, 146.175. Broncos send rotation on the floor, or their final rotation was on floor with Brantley Lucas, scoring 9.775, Maranero 9.85, Delaney Reeves 9.825 to Anna Ferguson 9.7, had a 0.1 deduction. Bridget Kim 9.75 and Blake Pascal 9.875 to get a floor team score for 9.075, and their final team score of 195.25. The all around Mariah Nero secured a third 9.1. For Utah State, they started on the bars with Cindy Gillen, 9.75, Charlie Laufer, 9.675, Avery Bibby, 9.7, Isabella Vater, 8.75, Olivia Rangel, 9.85, and Lyndon Vander Tule, 9.75 for score 48.725 on the apparatus. Their second rotation was on the bars with Cindy Gillen, getting 9.575. Aliana Valdez with 9.65, Olivia Rango 9.6, Kaylee Medrano 9.75, Nyla Morabito 9.825, Amaya Whitty 9.8. Team score on the apparatus 48.625. Team score after two rotations 97.35. The rotation there on the floor, Olivia Rango 9.85, along with Sydney Yelly. Chelsea Southern with 9.875, along with Annabelle Dewey, Naya La Morbido with the 9.1, and Isabella Vater 9.85 for team apparatus score for 9.3. Running score to three rotations 146.65. The front rotation was on the vault with Mariah Riddy 9.725, Olivia Rango 9.7, Annabelle Dewey 9.525, Chelsea Southern 9.7, Nyla Morabito 9.8, Eliana Valdez, 9.775. Team apparatus score 48.7. Final score with a victory of 195.35 for team overall score, being the Broncos by 1/10 of a point, by 0.1 points. Olivia Ranga competed the all-around, got a 39 flat. The Air Force Falcons started on the beam with Erin McDermott getting 9.675, Gabrielle Hartley 9.075, Lisa Bigler 9.775, Maggie Salife 9.825, Kylie Green 9.7, Nikki Nagayan 9.5 for a team score after 1 of 48.475. Their second rotation was on the floor with Anna Bacot 9.625, Elizabeth Lasela 9.675, Sarah Willis 9.85, Kylie Green 9.875, Maggie Slife 9.9, Alyssa Bigler 9.475. For an apparatus, team score 48.925, team score after 2 for 97.4. Their third rotation was on the vault with Gabrielle Hartley getting 9.525, Sarah Willis 9.675, Olivia Rife 9.65, Kelly Green 9.775, Maggie Slife 9.8, Alyssa Pickler 9.725. Team apparatus score 48.625. Team score after 3 146.025, and they finished the competition on the bars with Claire Wallace getting 9.7, Chelsea Boyer 9.675, Gabrielle Hartley 9.55, Kylie Green 9.325, Lisa Bigler 9.275, and Maggie Salife 9.95. For a team apparatus score 48.2, and their final team score, which was good for third place, with 194.225. They had 3 competitors in all around. Kylie Green secured 38.675, Maggie Salife at 39.475, Melissa Bigler 38.25. And for Sacramento State, they started on the floor. Lexi Frank 8.95, Kayla Copeland 9.75, Latina Jones, Sarah Littrell and Kara Hilton both got 9.8. Emily Countryman scored a 9 flat, including a 0.1 deduction. For an apparatus, team score 48.1. Their second rotation was on the vault with Lexi Frank securing 9.675 along with Rose Wilson. Sarah Littrell scored 9.725, Michaela Townsend 9.625, Candace Galmont 9.5, Athena Jones 9.525. Team apparatus score 48.225, running score after 2 96.325. The third rotation was on the bars with Sarah Littrell scoring 9.5. Chloe Cohen and Michaela Townsend both scoring 9.7s. Jillian Lastra 9.675, Kara Houghton 9.825, and Mechanic Carnesi 9.65. Team apparatus score 48.55. Team score after 3 144.875. They finished the competition on the beam with Athena Jones getting 9.65, Kayla Copeland 8.85, Kaylin Drayson 9.65, Sue Luttrell 9.675, Kara Houghton 9.75, Lexi Frank at 9.825. Team apparatus score 48.55, and their team getting the 4th place finish overall with the 193.425 overall score. Sue Luttrell competing the all-around, securing a 38.7. In terms of vault scores, there was a 2-way tie for first with Natalie Morabito of Utah State and Maggie Salife tying for first. Of Air Force with 9.8. Bridget Camp, Noelle Ball for the Broncos, and Eliana Valdez of the Aggies and Kelly Green of Air Force all tying for third with 9.775s. Cindy Cole for the Broncos securing 9.75. On the bars, Megan Salife of Air Force was the individual champ with 9.95. Olivia Rango came in second for the Aggies, 9.85. Carol Houghton with Sacramento State secured 9.825. Noah Ball for the Broncos securing 9.775. Marinero with the Broncos, Cindy Jelena and Lyndon Vander Tulen of the Aggies, all 3 of them tying for 5th with 9.75s. On the beam, Isabella De La Rosa of the Broncos was co-champions with the Aggies Nyla Morabito and Air Force's Maggie Slife. In Sacramento State, Alexi Frank with 9.825s. My Witty for the Aggies takes 5th with 9.8. And through a tie for 6th with Maya Nero. Christina Shidako for the Broncos and Lisa Beagler of the Falcons. Tied for 6th with 9.775s. And on the floor, Megas Life of Air Force was individual champion with 9.9. Blake Pascal, the Broncos. Chelsea Sun and Annabelle Dewar of the Aggies. And Kelly Green of Air Force, all time for 2nd with 9.875s. M. Ryanero of the Broncos. Olivia Rango, Sienna Yell, and Isabella Vader of the Aggies. And Sir Willis of Air Force, all time for 6th with 9.85s. And in the all-around results, Maggie Salif was the all-around champion, 39.475. Mariah Nero of the Broncos came second with 39.1 on the all-around. Olivia Rango for the Aggies was third, followed by Sarah Luttrell and fourth for Sac State, then Kelly Green and Lisa Bigler taking 5th and 6th respectively for the Air Force. I myself was at that meet. I got there in the third rotation after getting off work and Ubering over. On the recap on BroncoSports.com, the 195.25 at that point was a season high for team score. That was their home opening quad meet. The team 48.75 on the vault was the team's highest on the apparatus. Up to that point, they scored a season high 49.75 on the floor, which was also a high score in any apparatus this season. In terms of notables from the meet, Isabella De La Rosa earned the first career event title with the career high 9.825 on beam. Blake Pascal's 9.875 on floor marked the Broncos' top event score of the season, gave her 13 career floor performances to 9.85 plus. Renault for the second all-around, securing a score high of 39.1. Bridget Kim matched season high in full with 9.775. Third Street May tailoring that score. Noel Ball also matched vault season high 9.775. At another of that same score in bars, secured second best score. Christina Shidakova equaled beam season high with 9.775. Brandon Lucas career best 9.7 on beam. Broncos earned tonight's top vault 48.75 beam, 48.75 scores. Under head coach Tina Bird, the Broncos improved to 24-3 in home openers. Under Tina, they're now 93-9-1 in home meets. With the win over Air Force in the quad meet, the Broncos are 12-2 against Air Force, 6-0 at home. Broncos 27-7 against Sacramento State, extend their win streak to 19, all under Tina Bird. After that quad meet, the Bronco Gymnastics then hosted a second straight quad meet. Against San Jose State, Oregon State, and UC Davis. The Broncos went 1-2 in that quad meet, beating UC Davis 195.35 to 193.025. But lost to Oregon State, who scored 195.45. And San Jose State, who scored a team 195.475. For gymnastics was a Mike Kyle alumni night. I'm just pulling up the final results and the recap for that second home meet. I'm quickly mark up the let's get the final results for this one. The game was played on April 6th. It was competing in front of a crowd of 2,677. For the Broncos, they started on the vault. Only 5 Broncos competed in that event, with Cindy Coe getting 9.75. Mariah Nero, 9.775. La Bridge Camp. Ball scored 9.75, and Isabella de Rosa got 9.8 for a team combined of 48.85. On the bars, in rotation 2 for the Broncos, Carly Buell scored 9.8. Noelle Baldwin 9.725. Mariah Nero 8.825. Mariah Whirling also scored 9.725. Christina Shinnikova got 9.875. And Kelly Hamby with 9.85 for a team. Ebrada scored 48.975. Running score after 2, 97.825. Broncos were on the beam on third rotation. Brantley Lucas got 9.075. Isabella De La Rosa 9.725. Bernero 9.775. Christina Shinnikova 9.675. Cindy Ko 9.7 and Sydney Leach 9.75. For a team at Brada score 48.625. Team score after 3 146.45. And they compete on the floor in the final rotation with Sydney Leach and Marinero and Blake Pascal all get 9.775. Jelani Reeves 9.8. Edna Fergus with 9.725. For team combined floor or at Brada score 48.9. And finishing with the 195.35, which was good for third place. Marinero competed all around, scored a 38.15. For San Jose State, they started on the bars with Sophia Patterson, Genesis Pambito, both scored 9.75. Olivia Reardon, 8.975. Victoria Kirsch, 9.85. Samantha Macasso, 9.8. And Kaviana Juries, a 9.825. Her second rotation was on the beam with Maria Ashton getting 9.8. With Genesis Pe Benito. Samantha Macasso scored 9.675. Devon Valuch, a 9.575. Mia Nelson, 9.725. And Sophie Patterson, 9.75 for Team Apparatus score, 48.75. Bernie scored to 2, 97.725. The rotation was on the floor with Marissa Ashton, 9.725. No Genesis Pebenito. Kaviana Jury secured 9.55. Mia Nelson, 9.7. Kid Larson, 9.6. And Ava Johnson, 9.8. For a team floor apparatus score of 48.55. Team run scored to 3, 146.275. Their final rotation was on the vault with Devin Valuch at 9.775. Samantha Macasso with 9.75. Ava Johnson 9.85. Keviana Juries and Sophie Patterson both getting 9.875. And Michaela Pitts a 9.825 for Team Brother score of 48.975 or 49.2, and their final team score of a 195.475. There were no competitors from San Jose who competed all around. Oregon State started on the beam with Sofia Esposito, secured 9.775. Olivia Buckner 9.675. Kaylee Cheek 9.525. Mia Heather 9.65. Lauren Lech 9.825. And Ailey Weaver 9.5 for Team Apparatus score 48.45. Their second rotation, they were on the floor with Paulina Vargas, who earned a 9.675. Kiana Crabb a 9.475. Taylor DeVries a 9.7. Olivia Buckner 9.775. Reina Marchell 9.825. And Sofia Esposito 9.9 for Team Apparatus 48.875. Ernie scored 297.325. Their rotation was on the vault with Kiana Crabb 9.85. Reina Marchell 9.7. Savannah Miller 9.8. Cameron Richardson and Olivia Buckner getting a 9.775, and Sofia Esposito 9.825 for Team Apparatus of 49.025. Running square to 3, 146.35. And they finished on the bars with Savannah Miller getting 9.725, along with Sofia Esposito, Francesca Casso getting 9.825, along with Cameron Richardson, Kaylee Cheek 9.85, and Ellie Weaver 9.875 for a team apparatus score for 9.1, and their final team score of 195.45, with Sofia Esposito secured in the third 9.225 in the all-around. UC Davis started on the floor with Alana Kim, secured 9.775. Caddy Chiu with the 9.45. Molly Osborne 9.55. Avery Marshall 9.725. Ava Rachel 9.8, and Amelia Moneymaker 9.7 for team apparatus of 48.55. The sec rotation was on the vault, where only 5 UC Davis gymnasts competed. Molly Osborne get 9.625, Ava Ragcho 9.25, Chloe Gann and Alana Kim both securing 9.7s, and Amelia Moneymaker with 9.8. Apparatus team score 48.075. Running score after 2 rotations 96.625. Third rotation was on the bars with Jihan Punja with an 8.825, McKenna Connect 9.65, Molly Osborne 9.7, Mila Gideon 9.875, Milia Moneymaker with 9.8, and Adia Friesen with 9.625 for a team apparatus of 48.65, and running score to 3 was 145.275. And they finished on the beam with Jihan Punja with 9.75, Alana Kim with 9.5, Caddy Chiu 9.35, Molly Osborne 9.675, Eva Raichel 9.2, and Amelia Moneymaker 9.475. Team apparatus of 47.75, and their team final score 193.025. 2 UC Davis gymnasts did all around with Molly Osborne getting a 38.55, and Amelia Moneymaker 38.775. Again, San Jose State took first with 195.475. Oregon State second, 195.45. Broncos third, 195.35. And UC Davis in fourth with 193.025. The full results: Gaviana Juries and Sophia Patterson of the Spartans were co-champions with 9.875. Kiana Crabb of Oregon State and Ava Johnson of the Spartans tied for third with 9.85s. Michaela Pitts of San Jose and Sofia Esposito of Oregon State tied for fifth with 9.825. Isabella Del Rosas, the first Bronco to be listed, along with Savannah Miller of Oregon State and Amelia Moneymaker for UC Davis, all time for seventh with 9.8s. On the bars, Christina Shinikova for the Broncos, along with Lily Weaver of Oregon State and Amelia Gideon of UC Davis. All three are co-champions with 9.875s. Kelly Hamby of the Broncos, Victoria Kirsch of San Jose, and Kaylee Cheek of Oregon State all took fourth with 9.85s. On the beam, Lauren Lech of Oregon State Beavers was a champion with 9.825. Marissa Ashton and Genesis Pepinito Spartans both tied for second, 9.8. Mariah Nero of the Broncos and Sofia Esposito of the Beavers both tied for fourth with 9.775s. And Sydney Leach of the Broncos, Sophia Patterson of the Spartans, Jihan Punja of UC Davis all tied for sixth with 9.75s. On the floor, Sofia Esposito was a champion with 9.9. Raina Marshall of the Beavers, 9.825, took second. Dylan Reeves of the Broncos, Ava Johnson of Spartans, and Ava Rachel of UC Davis all tied for third with 9.8. Sydney Leach, Marianero, Bridget Kemp, Blake Pascal of the Broncos, Olivia Balkner of Oregon State, and Alana Kim of UC Davis all tied for sixth with 9.775s. Sofia Esposito was the overall champion, was the all-around champion with the million moneymaker of UC Davis coming in second, Molly Osborne third, and Mariah Nero coming in fourth on the all-around. In terms of the recap of the second home quad meet, they improved their season high to a 195.35. Kristina Shinnikova captured the first bars title of her career. The Broncos 48.85 in the vault was the best performance of the season. Then we had a season best rotation on bars with 48.975. Shinikova's 9.875 bars was second highest score for her career. Marks the Broncos' highest score in the apparatus season, tied the highest score in any event for the Broncos this season. Again, her bars title was the first of her career, first event title of the season. This is her fourth career event crown in her career, with the other three coming on the beam. Kelly Hamby and the second quad meet matched season best in bars of 9.85. Fourth performance of 9.8 or higher this year. Zillian Reeves scored a 9.8 on the floor. Third timer in least a 9.8 on the apparatus. Isabel De La Rosa 9.8 and Mariah Nero 9.775. Both registered career highs on vault. Carly Buell recorded season best 9.8 on bars. Bridget Kemp matched vault season at 9.775 for fourth straight meet. Will turn the best score of the year on the floor with 9.775. Sydney Leach tallied a season high 9.775 on floor, her second best. And also got her saves and best bang mark of 9.75. Against UC Davis, the Broncos are now 27-1 all time. 10-1 at home, 14-0 under Tina Bird. It was the Broncos' 13th straight win over the Aggies. After the second quad meet, Broncos went to 5-6 on the season after their second quad meet overall and against conference foes. And went to 1-3 against conference foes. So far to start the season, another episode I'll recap the Metroplex Challenge because it's 9:40 and I got to get ready for work at 12:30. So I'll call it after this one. So again, the Bronco Gymnastics is up to a pretty good start to the year. Again, they're now 3-3 at home and 1-3 in conference play. And up to the Metroplex Challenge, we're 5-6 on the season. Again, an ensuing episode will cover the Gymnastics Metroplex Challenge. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Go Broncos.